My EDC for 2023. Let's check it out. EDC, or everyday carry. We all have our everyday carry. You know, our phone for sure, our billfold or wallet, maybe a pocketbook, a purse, and also our keys. I mean, those are things that pretty much everybody carries. But as we find ourselves with certain needs, a flashlight is one thing that I added to my EDC, a pocket knife, and different items. Now, we've done EDC videos for the past few years. And this year I have kind of a different setup, so we want to show it. Now, one of the things that I have is an EDC box. I showed this last year, but it is a really nice wooden toolbox, and I keep all my EDC items right there. So in the mornings when I get up, I can just pick and choose what I want to have, and it sets me up for the day. It's very organized. I don't really have to think about it. I don't have to search for things. And these boxes are at Harbor Freight, and they're very reasonable. But a lot of people carry the same items every day. And there's something about that that can be very comforting, very familiar. You know your gear. And then there are those who like to really change it out and have a number of EDC items. I'm one of those people that really likes to have a number of different things according to the situation. So we're going to show a couple of different setups that I use on a regular basis. Sometimes, you know, it's just every day. It's what I'm carrying. Sometimes, you know, I may be going out to eat. I may be going to church, and I change up my EDC. It's just what I like to do. And then there are times where I'm going somewhere that, you know, may be a little different. I may need some extra things, and so my EDC changes with that. Guys, EDC is a personal choice. It's something that you like, you want, and what fits you the best. And that's really the big thing about EDC. It makes you be you. And guys, while I have all my items and this is what I like, you be you. Well guys, here is my typical EDC. This is what I pretty much carry on an everyday basis, but I do make adjustments, and we're going to talk about it. First off, we start out with the SIG P365 XL. I carried the P365 for a long time. I did a review on a craft holster. They sent it for the P365, and I started carrying outside the waistband. And guys, it is a lot easier than I always thought. I was always carrying it at 4 o'clock inside the waistband, or appendix carry for smaller pistols. But I found that the outside the waistband holster is so fast, it's so comfortable, and so now I'm a little bit spoiled. But again, I do carry other methods. But this is my concealed carry. I typically carry an extra magazine with it. I just didn't bring it over with me. One thing though that's very important, and probably the first thing you should consider, is your belt. This is a bull leather belt from DaltechForce.com. I've had this one for about 10 years. I've had a couple of others for 12 years, and I wear them every day. These things are just absolutely comfortable, and they're rigid because they have that bull leather. And that's one of the big things you want to make sure is that you have a good foundation around your waist, because that holster needs to be stable. And so I like the bull leather belt. I will show you another option that I use regularly as well, especially when I'm kind of dressing up a little bit. Of course, I have my iPhone, and I do have it in one of the Magpul type cases. When I bought this case, Magpul hadn't come out with this model yet. So I will switch it out. This is more of a generic brand, but I love the Magpul cases. Also a 9-line billfold. It's very simple, minimal. It's just really easy. You have cash where you can fold it in here. And, you know, I just like something small in my pocket. A lot of guys go with the metal or carbon fiber or different types, but personally, as you can see, I'm a big leather fan. I do wear Kydex as well, and we'll look at that. Now, typically, I do not carry a multi-tool, but when I do, I carry one of the small little SOGs. This is really easy to throw in my pocket, and it's small and it's capable. But typically, I keep multi-tools off body. That's just part of me, and one of the reasons why I carry so much, it just adds more weight. Now here is my knife, and I do carry a number of different knives. But for utility, this is one of the Olight or O-Knife Freeze 2 carbon fiber scales. I really like this knife. It's ball bearing design, drop point blade. It's that just right shape. 154 cm stainless steel. And so I like this for utility. Now I have a lot nicer knives that I use, but this is one that's just a utility knife and one that I typically carry a lot. But knives are one of the things that I switch probably more than anything else because I have so many and I just enjoy carrying different knives for different reasons. Now the one light that I typically carry almost exclusively is the Olight Arcfeld. And this is the flat flashlight. It's 1,000 lumens. It's really bright and you can get a lot of light out really quick. Comfortable to carry in your pocket, deep pocket carry, but it also has a laser option. And so you have a little green laser. The biggest thing I use the green laser for is for our pug. He loves to chase that thing around. In fact, if I pull this light out of my pocket, he immediately starts looking for the laser. This is my really #1 EDC light. I do carry some others at times. And if I want something really small, I mean, there are other options. But guys, I've been carrying Olight for over 12 years as my EDC. And I know I do a lot with Olight, but I just like Olight. And I do have a lot of choices. Also for my keys, I have one of the key bars. This is copper. It's heavy. It's just what I decided to do. It is heavy. And I've been carrying this one for a number of years, you can see. But also I have an Apple AirTag. This is something that I've just added. In fact, everyone in the family, we can keep track of our keys. It's really easy. You're already being tracked on your phone, guys, and this just allows you to find your keys. And of course, I like the magnets, and this was also from KeyBar. So if I'm out in my car and I've got it started, but I need to run back into the shop or I need to run into the house, I can just pull this. And this magnet is super strong. And then I have my shop keys and different keys on here as well. I'm really thinking about changing things out with my keys. This has just gotten a little bit ridiculous. But that's one of the things about EDC, guys, is you're going along. What are you using on a regular basis? I mean, again, for me, the multi-tool is something that I don't typically use every day. And so it's one of those things I can leave behind. And if I need it, I've got one handy, either in my car, my shop, or somewhere close by. And so this is my everyday EDC. All right, guys, if I'm going out to dinner, I'm going somewhere nice, I'm with the family, I want to just change it up. I think one of the things that we've done as a society as a whole is that we've stopped dressing up. You know, people just go to places the same way. And I kind of like to change it up. It changes my attitude. That's just me. I like to do it. One of the things I definitely change is the handgun I'm carrying. Now, this is one of the Springfield Armory EMPs. It's one of the smallest 9mm 1911s out there. It carries 9 rounds and then 1 in the chamber. So I have 10 rounds. I have a craft holster, again, outside the waistband. I really am liking their holsters. And this is a fairly new holster, and I have been carrying this, though, quite a bit. In fact, really, other than the P365 XL, I've been carrying this #2 as far as frequency. 2, the Microtech, and this is out the front. This is just an excellent knife. I mean, Microtech is one of the best on the market, and I really love their knives. I do carry a couple of different ones, but this is pretty much the one that I carry on a regular basis. And man, that thing is quick to deploy. I still carry my billfold, still carry my keys, but I upgrade my Arcfeld to the all titanium. And it actually weighs just a touch more, but it's just really nice, very dressy, and I just like to have this in my pocket. Has the black clip instead of the blue. But these flights are excellent, and the charging capability, just throw a pad on here and you can charge it. I love their lights, guys, and they're just excellent. And then this is one of the Invicta. It's a automatic, and it is a dive watch, but it's in the all gold. It's a little flashy, but I get a lot of compliments for this watch. Now, a lot of you guys don't wear a watch, and a lot of that has to do with the phone. You've got your phone. You can just go right to it. I mean, you know, the time's on there, all your information. But for me, I like to be able just to glance down at my watch And really, I got started with the Invecta series because of Nothing Fancy. He was doing a bunch of videos on these, and I just really like it. It's got a good weight to it. It's really nice quality watch. And I do carry other watches, and I'm going to show some of those in just a minute because it's just one of those things that I really enjoy doing for EDC. Now, this is a little bit different, and I'm going to bring this up. This is one of the TangoYankee.com poker chips, and this is something that's just nice to do. And the guys over at Tango Yankee are friends of mine, but this is what you do in this life matters. And then it just says, be the one to recognize kindness. And when I have really good friends or someone does something really nice, I keep a few of these in my pocket and I hand them out. And so this is something it's just a little different. And once I saw this, I thought it was just incredible. So I ordered a box of them. And so I give these out. Guys, I think gratitude is one of the things that we've really lost in today's society, as well as dressing up. And guys, you should always be thankful and grateful for those who go out of their way to help. And guys, it's according to the situation, but there are times where I want to be even more discreet. And that's when I carry my standard P365. And then I have a G-code appendix carry inside the waistband holster. This is very easy to hide. It stays really concealed, and I really like that. Especially if I'm going places, again, where I don't really feel comfortable having any possibility of printing. One of the things about even carrying a holster on your side is that someone comes up to give you a hug, especially ladies, and they put their hand on your waist, and there's the pistol. Here with the appendix carry, it's much less likely to happen. So that's when I really like carrying appendix. And as far as knife choices, I have one of the zero tolerance, and this is the 562. It's a large knife. I did put some micarta scales on here just to dress it up. It had carbon fiber. I'm a big fan of zero tolerance knives. They're just solid. I mean, this is the next best thing to a fixed blade knife. And so I just really like this. And it has the Hinderer lock system. These are not cheap, but they are definitely worth it. And so this is, again, something that when I'm dressing up a little bit, I'll carry that. Or I'll carry my UDT, and this is also a Microtech knife. It's out the side, and this is one of my first automatics, but man, I'm going to tell you what, this thing is fast. And I actually end up carrying this one quite a bit. You can see I've been cutting boxes. That's what I use my knife more than any other thing, is to open boxes. But Microtech makes some incredible knives and really high quality. And another big favorite of mine is the Gerber Fastball. This one's made in the USA. It's a aluminum scaled knife, and it's just really nice quality. But for Gerber, I mean, their USA brands are just even a cut above. So I really like this one. It is super fast to deploy. A little less expensive than the zero tolerance and the Microtech. So it's one of those that I might carry, if I'm not really trying to impress. And a couple of more watch choices. I do love the BCM watch. This is an excellent dive watch. And I have one of the G-Shock watches, and just great watches. All right, now we have the Core Essentials belt. I had one out on the table. It was the nylon version, the ballistic nylon. This is the leather version. These are excellent belts, and I do use these regularly, especially if I'm dressing up and I need that either brown or black. I have a black as well. What I love is the rigidity of this belt, and you need that for your holster. Listen, a standard dress belt is not adequate when it comes to concealed carry because it'll cant the holster, it flops, it's just not tight enough. One of the big things about Core Essentials, and you'll notice this ratcheting little area right here, and so the more I pull this, you can hear it. It locks, and then it locks solid. And one of the things I love about that is it gets it to that perfect position. And then it has a little notch here. You hit it, and you can adjust it and just open it up and take it out. And so Core Essentials makes great belts. While I had this out on the table, the other version actually, I just failed to mention it. So I wanted to bring this in and show you because this is a really regular part of my EDC. Now guys, off-body carry is something that I typically haven't done in the past. But I've started Kempo Karate again, and I'm really needing something that I can carry. That's off-body, but yet I can secure it maybe in a locker or put it somewhere. And this is what I carry when I go to the gym, when I'm going on the beach. You know, there are certain things that you just can't carry a firearm, and so it's great to have a small little fanny pack to be able to put things in, or a waist pack. Now this is the one that I've been carrying to karate. When I go to the beach, I actually have the Helicon Tex Possums, and it's a Cordura type material. It's FDE. I like it. It actually stands out a little bit less than this black leather, but this is super comfortable. It's really soft and supple. But everything fits into this, and I have a certain system where I put my phone in the front, and so I can keep track of that. In the very front pouch, I put my flashlight. Here in the center, I put my firearm. Now this is one of the Ruger LCP Max, and it's 10+1. This thing is awesome, and I have it in one of the Black Hawk Tech Locks. This, you form it to the pistol, whatever you're using, and this is great just for inside the waistband. I do use this one too when I'm doing that deep carry. Ultra deep with this one, so it really works well. I like it in a holster because it doesn't just flip around. And then here at the very back, I drop in my billfold and I put in my keys. And so now I have everything right here, and it's handy. When I walk in, I've got it. I just set it down. I don't have to take everything off. And I come in my gi. Again, if I'm at the gym, you know, I can slip this around my waist if I want. I can put it over my shoulder. If I'm at the beach, which is one of the best reasons and what got me started, or we have a pool, and so in the summertime, when I'm coming over to the pool, this just keeps things from being laid out where everybody can see them. And it's just sitting over to the side. I have it somewhere kind of discreet. When we're at the beach, we have people that hang around right at that area. We go with a big group. And so they know what's in it, and they're just really careful to protect it. But you know, you don't want to leave this out where it can get picked up, being off body, but at least have something with you, you know, if you're in a situation where you just can't carry. And this to me is the best solution. Now guys, one thing that I've been doing lately is carrying a 5-shot revolver in my pocket or on my ankle, or just as a backup. And what really led me to that was I was at Tactical Response with James Yeager, and Chris Costa was there, and we got to talking about carrying pistols. And one of the things he said was he carries a small revolver in case he's somewhere where he gets into an active shooter situation and he has someone there that he can hand this to. Revolvers are simple. All you got to do is pull the trigger. And so it makes it really easy for someone that has little experience to at least have a firearm. If not for self-defense, but also maybe to help in a situation. Carrying a small speed loader is excellent. Here I just have just a small inside the waistband holster. But I typically carry this in a pocket holster on my left side. And that way I can reach right in if I need to, and I can pull it. And so we're going to do a whole segment on why you should carry a revolver. We won't get into all the details here. But you know, there's a lot of different choices for revolvers, and this is just one of the Smith & Wesson Airweights, and it's just an excellent little handgun. And you know, guys, that is one option to think about. Now, for over 10 years, I carried a Glock 26 and a Jackson leather work inside the waistband holster. And you can see, guys, I was carrying this at 4 o'clock. This is a very comfortable way to carry. You don't even know that it's there. I love Jackson leather work. John does a great job on leather. But I switched to from the 26 to the Model 30S, and this is in 45 ACP. It fits the same holsters as your Glock 26 or Glock 19, so it's just right. But this is just something that I've kind of gone to here lately with the Model 30S. But again, I was carrying the 26 really for 10 years straight. That was my EDC. But now that they've got the Micro 9s, it's just more difficult to go to that when I can have a much smaller handgun with more rounds. So that's why if I want 45, I want to jump it up some, I've got this, and it fits into that holster, carries the same. And also, sometimes I like to carry my i5T Pro Plus. This is a light from Olight. It's a really thin pen light, and I like this size. It slips down in my pocket, and it's really easy to carry. One thing I do like about this light too is it makes an improvised self-defense option if I need it. So just wanted to kind of show this. And guys, again, with the EDC box, there's so many different things that I like to lay all this out. And with the different setups I have, it makes it really easy. So have your stuff together in one place. And one big thing that I want to mention is, guys, carry your firearm. You have a concealed carry permit or you have a constitutional carry state, carry your firearm, guys, because you never know when you're going to need it. In fact, when you least expect it is typically when you need it. So guys, again, EDC is your personal choice. There are so many different options out there where you can craft whatever you want to carry. What's comfortable for you, what you use on an everyday basis. Don't just carry stuff that people recommend, carry what fits you. It's all personal, and that's the big thing about EDC. Guys, with what I have, I can switch it out, I can change things out, but if you're carrying the same thing every day, again, there is something to be said about being extremely familiar with the gear that you carry on an everyday basis. But make sure that you have good quality EDC gear, because those are the things that could get you out of a tough situation, give you a better day, and possibly save your life. So guys, down in the comments below, put in your EDC. What do you carry on an everyday basis? And it helps all of us to just look for different things that we may not have even known about. And a lot of times there are things that we personally just can't do without. And those are the things I'd love to see down in the comments. But again, EDC, everyday carry, it's your personal choice. And however it sets up for you, it just helps you to get through life and to get through the day a little better. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. You know, somebody that, and you have your wife who's not, okay. So one of the big things about revolvers, guys, okay, of different things that you find yourself,